Hi, guys. Today is Wednesday, and Wednesdays are Meet the Warrior. And today is episode one of Spill the Tea with Andy. And our guest today is Janet. So, Janet, can you hear us?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Not hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Nope.
Hmm. Can you hear me now? Okay. What about now? 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 Okay.
All right. So now that I can hear you. Okay. So, Janet, tell me a little bit about yourself. Like, what are your passions?
Okay. Of course, my name is Janet. I am the third of five children, and I am very passionate about just all things genuine. I love helping others accomplish goals. I'm a momentum coach where I help others ignite the momentum from within, basically because I knew what it felt like to be stuck. Um, and I don't want those around me or other people to feel like that feeling of stuckness is the only feeling that they can achieve. Um, I am a person that I realized that my purpose wasn't here to heal bones, and I was actually sent here to help heal hearts. So I am all things cheery as well. I love good food, and I love just being around good people.
Awesome. So now we've learned a little bit about just you as a whole, right? Can you tell me a little bit about your invisible illness?
Okay. So, my invisible illness is Marfan Syndrome. And basically, I was actually able to be diagnosed early. And basically, it's a connective tissue disorder. So, it deals with all of your ligaments, your joints, your skin, um, your eyes, pretty much everything that needs some type of connective tissue to bind together, and so basically the whole entire body. Growing up, I was just like, okay, I have to have a whole bunch of knee surgeries. But I didn't realize that, okay, after the knee surgeries, as I got older, it would affect other things, like even towards my vision. Just being hit in the head the wrong way. Like, I never understood why my mom didn't want me to play sports because being hit in the wrong head, my eye could actually pop out and I would go blind in that eye, or even just mobility issues. Like, I was hypermobile for a long time, and then once I started having these surgeries and just life, all of that is starting to decease. But a lot of traits of Marfan syndrome is basically super long bones, like long arms, long legs, scoliosis, um, super elastic skin, aneurysms, heart murmurs, so many things all in one. And it kind of deals with a lot of other different things.
Mhm.
But because it deals with connective tissue, it's a lot of moving parts to it. And for a long time, I grew up like my cousin also has it. And we were like, we're going to fight this and we're not going to be known for just being someone who has Marfan syndrome. I remember, like, even in elementary school, not being able to do the mile race just because they were afraid that, due to the heart issues, that I would collapse while doing the mile.
Okay.
So it's definitely affected a lot of things. And even as I got older, it made me realize, like, even that's where a lot of my momentum comes from, because it's me realizing, like, even though I have this limited capacity or I'm limited in certain areas, that with what I have, I can still push forward. And I don't have to be just known as the Marfan girl, even
So,
though
how old were you when you were diagnosed?
I was 4.
Okay. Um, How does it affect you now?
Um, now, um, I'm constantly reminded by it now. I guess from having multiple aneurysms, and even now when it comes to certain things, um, I'm very mindful. I guess in a sense, I've become my mother. Like in certain things, I'm like, oh, Janet, don't even try that. Like, don't do this because you're going to be in pain for the next week if you even do that.
Mhm.
So it makes me more mindful. Even when I put in my body, like, I know certain things are going to make me feel awful. So even though I may want this ice cream or I may want this piece of cake, I may not eat 2 slices like I used to when I was 6, just because I know how it's going to affect me.
Okay.
Um, and even with, like, different relationships when it comes to, like, going out like I used to and things like that, um, instead of being the person who you just is just like, "You know what? Oh, yeah, I'll do that with you." Like, now I'm just like, "You know what? I'll see." Because instead of saying, like, calling them the same day and saying, "You know what? I'm just not gonna be able to do it." I don't wanna have to explain myself multiple times. I'll just say, "I'll see."
Right.
Because it's a safe barrier for me because I don't wanna constantly say, "Oh, yeah," or be known as, "Oh, yeah, she's can't do this because of this."
Right.
So that's how it's affected me, but it's also allowed me to see that I'm strong.
Mhm.
And after doing a lot of research, a lot of individuals who are not like diagnosed as early as I was, their average life expectancy is 32. So just to be able to see, like, you know what? I'm almost there.
Right.
And I'm still here. I'm still healthy in my sense of healthy, and
Right.
I'm still capable, like, so each day is like, hold on, you have a lot of life to live. So we're not gonna be bound by this in a negative way, and we're gonna
Right.
show up.
Okay. Um, so a lot of um, people with chronic illness, they struggle with mental health.
Mhm.
Have you struggled with mental health in regards to your diagnosis?
Yes. Yes, I would say yes, especially depression. Like growing up in a Pentecostal house, you don't get to deal with depression, right? Depression is not something that you're able to say that you have, or especially like a single mother household. The
Right.
single mom doesn't get to worry about herself. And I noticed that I was repeating a lot of cycles from a single mom household, even when I didn't have kids, like making all these sacrifices or getting up super early to tend for children that didn't belong to me.
Right.
And so even now, like as I look at my and wanting to get more involved with therapy and having coaches and just some of my cycles, I know that like when I'm super sleepy or if I want to sleep all day or I notice like my car looks a hot mess or I notice that my house, like my room looks a hot mess, I know that those are areas of like, okay, Janet, what dark place are you going into right now?
Right.
How can you kind of get out of this? How can you maneuver out of this? And actually knowing what my signs are, or even emotional eating, like just knowing, like, okay, I'm more aware of it now.
Hmm.
And I have people around me now, such as you and other people that are just like checking in rather than being the superwoman for everyone and having to hide it. I have a safe space where I can actually talk about it. Like
Okay.
even yesterday, after I went to the coffee shop, I was just in the parking lot, 54 Beans, and I was telling my good friend, I was like, "Yeah, I feel like I'm out of this dark place right now. Like I was in a place where I knew the signs of depression." She was like, "I didn't even know you battled with depression. You hide it so well." And so right now in this space, it's just like with me accepting my illness, with me accepting who I am and where I am right now,
Hmm.
it's not feeling like I have to hide behind the facade of having it all together.
Okay.
And that's where I am with mental illness right now.
So, what does healthy look like for you now versus younger you?
Happy.
Okay.
Healthy looks like happy. It looks like eating like, did you eat today? It looks like, did you get some type of exercise today or walked? I don't care if it was just to the mailbox. I remember when the pandemic first started, There were some days, I don't know if it was just because I got so used to sitting that I was in so much pain that I would look at my health tracker on my phone and I would cry because I would only get like 200 steps in. And I was just like, whoever I was on, whether it was Trevor or something, like, this is not me. Like, how can I get out of this?
Right.
So I don't care whether, and then eating a balanced diet, making sure that I'm not around people who are just going to drain me because we're talking about all aspects of health, not just what we ingest, but also literally who we ingest.
Right.
So being around healthy, like happy people, people who genuinely want to see you win, um, people who don't tear you down or have subliminal messages behind what they say.
Right.
Oh yeah, that's healthy right now.
All right. Are you ready for the hot seat?
Yes, I think so. I'm a little nervous.
All right. We're going to play Spill the Tea hot seat roulette. It's going to be this or that.
Okay.
It's the first thing that comes to your mind out of the choices that I give you. Okay. Beach or forest?
Beach,
City streets or country trails?
city streets,
Sorry, I don't know that. Alexa's tripping. Comedy or romance?
romance,
Flying or driving?
driving,
Fruits or vegetables?
fruits,
Horror or comedy?
comedy,
Movie or music?
music,
Ocean or mountains?
ocean,
Vacation or staycation?
staycations,
Bare feet or shoes?
bare feet all day,
Jokes or riddles?
riddles,
Saturdays or Sundays?
Saturdays,
Asking the questions or answering the questions?
asking,
Calling or texting?
and texting all day long.
Roses or lilies?
Lilies,
Serious or funny?
funny,
Jelly or jam?
jelly,
Cat or dog?
dogs,
Fair or theme park?
bear,
Coffee or tea?
tea,
Crunchy or smooth nut butter?
crunchy,
Guac or salsa?
guac,
Netflix or Hulu?
Netflix,
Intense pain for 10 minutes or dull pain all day?
intense,
Ketchup or ranch?
ranch,
Is the glass half full or half empty?
half full,
And now, the last question. Describe your perfect support system and what you wish people knew about your condition.
my perfect support system is people who don't make me feel weak or incapable. Um, People who can see my strength and even on my strong days, understand like, hey, she may not be feeling 100% today. So let me just check on her, or let me not add stress to her plate by saying, oh, she's not working today. So let me just pour my things onto her. What I wish people knew is that um, when you have illnesses, even when you're in the hospital, physical therapy, the first thing people tell you to do is smile. That, or it could be worse.
Yeah.
And some days our worst is our worst. And just like every person has to feel their emotions, some
Yeah.
days we just have to feel our emotions.
Yeah.
And so the first thing you say when you see me, and let's be honest, everybody has a RBF face, okay?
Right.
So do not tell me to smile when you first see me. Because half the time when I see you, I'm gonna give you a slight smile,
Right.
but you may not know exactly what is going on, what, and it may not be even the pain that you are used to me talking about. Sometimes it could be elevated, sometimes it could even be in my face. So therefore, don't tell me to smile. You can embrace me with a hug, or you
Hmm.
can even say, "Has something good happened to you today?" But change the way that you greet me.
Okay. If you could tell anything to a doctor that would make your healthcare better, what would you say?
Whew, a plethora of things. Look at the results in a whole and not just focus on your area of expertise. Because when you're dealing with connective issues, it's not just based on one specific area. And if you looked at things from an interdisciplinary aspect, we might be closer to an actual answer.
Yeah.
That's
All
what I
right. So, does anyone have any questions for Janet? I'm going to hold on for a second and give you a minute to type if you do. But if not, I thank you for joining my first episode of Spill the Tea Chronic Illness Edition with me, your chronic and iconic Coach Andy. Right now, okay, Janet, would you like to send us off? Is there anything you'd like to say?
Mm. Thank you so much, Coach Andy, for this platform. It's needed because there are a lot of warriors that we may not even know that are around us that may be dealing with certain things or different chronic and iconic just battles. So thank you for this and spreading awareness because it's needed. And you are amazing. And we all love you.
You are amazing as well. Thank you again. And remember, if it's got to be chronic, you might as well be iconic. So I will talk at you later, warriors. Love.